Hi everyone, I'm Nick and you're watching Mainly Watches. Thanks for joining me today. The last couple of episodes we've been talking about vintage dive watches. We've had a number of old school type divers on the channel. I thought this week we'd look into another brand, a Swiss brand, and that is Squale. So we're going to be taking a look at this guy here. This is the Squale 1521. This is a watch that has been around in one version or the other since the mid-70s. Pretty iconic case design from Squale with a 4 o'clock crown. Well-deserved reputation as real tool watches and very popular as a dive watch. So we'll be digging into the Squale today. On my wrist is a Tudor Pelagos FXD. That's a fixed lug design. But we're not here to talk Tudor today. We're here to talk Squale. So without further ado, we'll flip the camera around and get into this 1521. Today we're looking at the Squale 1521. This is a dive watch that has been around in more or less current state for at least 50 years. The design of this watch dates back to the mid-70s. Briefly, Squale is a French word for shark. The company was founded in the late 50s by Charles Van Buren, and they're now owned by the Maggi family, who had previously been distributors for the brand in Italy. The watch, of course, is made in Switzerland. Squale is a Swiss company. But Charles Van Buren, he began assembling these watches in the late 40s, I believe. And you can head over to the brand's website. They have a fairly detailed history of the brand. But in short, Charles started as a case manufacturer. And in the 60s and 70s, Squale provided cases for various watch brands, and some of their notable clients were Blancpain, Heuer, and DOXA, to name a few. So here we are, we have a DOXA connection. And, you know, indeed, today Squale and DOXA more or less are competing in that they're both offering dive watches with a long heritage going back to the 50s and 60s. It was pretty common practice in the day for the case manufacturer to sign the dial, to have their logo on the dial. So you might see some dive watches, older vintage dive watches from the 60s and 70s, that will have a Squale logo at the 6 o'clock position and the watch's own manufacturer's logo at the 12 o'clock. To this day, Squale still pays tribute to their roots as a case manufacturer, and you can see that the watches are actually double signed. You have a Squale logo at the top and Squale logo at the bottom at the 6 o'clock. So that's kind of a cool connection there, the fact that the watch is double signed. You don't see that around much today. This watch is a 2024, so it's a youngster, but you can find 50-year-old 1521s that don't look much different than this one. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, this is really a competitor to the DOXAs, and a lot of DOXA fans like myself are also fans of the Squale brand. So let's get into the specs here just briefly. The diameter on this watch is 42 millimeters. The thickness is 12.5, so it's a little thinner than the DOXA subs. The lug-to-lug length is 48. I'll just pop the camera out here a bit. So you've got 48 millimeters lug length. Lug width is a very standard 20 millimeters, so you've got lots of bracelet options and strap options. This, of course, is fitted on the original leather strap from Squale. The case on this particular model is their blasted finish, but you can, of course, get them in polish. Polish finishes, probably the most common. They do a very nice high polish, but this is the blasted finish, as they call it, which is a real matte look to it. You have case back is 316 screw in, and you have, of course, a screw in crown. Water resistance is 500 meters, and you can actually see they have 50 ATMOS, 50 atmosphere indicated on the dial. So, very robust watch. I want to draw your attention here to the dial and the bezel. You'll notice the indices are all printed on. There's nothing applied on this model. So you've got printed indices, very healthy application of SUPERLUMINOVA. On this watch they're using C3. The pip as well is lumed. The bezel ring itself is an aluminum insert, which is kind of a nice departure from the ceramic and sapphire used today. It's a little bit softer looking, the aluminum inserts, and of course it has that nice matte finish on it. Of course, being aluminum, it can get scratched, so you have to be aware of that. The other really neat thing with this bezel, you'll notice it's held in with locking screws. So you have 4 lock screws, 2 on each side. And that really is a nice security to make sure that this bezel is not going to pop off. Another brand that does that is Sinn, the German brand. So that's, again, a hallmark of a quality watch manufacturer when you see details like that. It's a very nice touch. The bezel is unidirectional 120 click. Very nice action. It's very easy to grip. It has a coin edge here, but very easy to grip. Beautiful bezel. There's it's pretty tight, not a lot of back play. If I try to rock it, it's very tight here, so no issues. Yeah, good bezel action, no complaints there. If we look at the back side of the watch, you'll see they do have some basic information here. Just turn it. You've got Squale, 50 atmosphere, professional, automatic, and the usual info: Swiss made, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, automatic. Very nice, sort of a coin center on it, serial number printed on there, which is nice to see. Inside this watch is a SELLITA SW200 movement. These are comparable to the ETA 2824s. These are, of course, are a 26 jewel, where the ETAs are 25. The grade of this, Squale says, is the ELABORE grade. The watch has a 38-hour power reserve and operates at a frequency of 28,800 beats per hour, or 4 hertz. So it's a good solid movement. Keeps good time on my time grapher. It's running around 6 to 8 seconds a day, so certainly acceptable. Squale does have these in a COSC version. They are slightly more expensive, but it's nice to see that they have a COSC version available on this as well. The only sort of niggle I have with this watch is that crown position. Now, it is smart how they have and this is the original Van Buren design with this 4 o'clock crown. It is difficult to manipulate, though, because it is sort of hidden into the case and it buries into the side of the lug almost, as you can see it. So, you know, for people with big fingers, it's a little hard to manipulate. I mean, I'm turning it here. It's okay. Nice pop. This is so here we are, first position. You can change your date, and then we can go out to the second position, hack the watch. You can change your time and get it going again. Screwing it in, it's a little difficult because you've got to kind of get it to catch. There it goes. 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of turns on this crown. It's probably 5 or 6 turns, and you can see the crown really does sit nice and flush, and it is protected. But it is, you know, it's a little difficult to operate. The crown is a little on the small side as well, but nevertheless it works, and it is protected. You're not going to have any crown problems. Case profile, as you can see, and this is that Van Buren case design. Absolutely lovely. Hugs the wrist very nicely. Turn it around here. Again, just lovely. Flat crystal, so there's nothing protruding. It does seem that there is a slight recess, very, very slight. But yeah, it's a lovely watch. Very comfortable to wear. The thickness is good, so it gives you a lot of options. These watches, you can get them on bracelets. You can go with a leather strap like this one. You can put a tropic strap on them. I mean, so many different options with these watches. So they're very, very versatile as to how you want to wear them. Anyhow, that's my review on the 1521. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, my videos are not sponsored. These are just my sole opinions, my sole watches, and I just like to share them with you guys. Always welcome comments. If you own one of these or another Squale, love to hear from you. If you liked this video, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And again, I'm always happy to hear your comments. So, till next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you later.